you guys get ready, because nothing says Christmas like a nice mug of eggnog, wouldn't you say? Right?
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
No
Agreed.
doubt.
And today, I'm taking it up a notch, and I'm turning it into the perfect dessert. They're white chocolate eggnog bars. And finally got here, Larissa. You're going to love this. I might be taking those dogs.
I have never heard you say that, and I'm so happy.
I literally said when I get to work today, I'm going to have to tell Larissa, and then the 2 doggies showed up.
There are a
It's a
couple cuties.
sign.
Couple
Yeah,
cuties.
there's a
Bowie
lot of
and,
pull around
Cassidy.
here.
She really does.
Yeah.
She asked. She's got a lot of pull. All right, so I'm going to make you these delicious eggnog, white chocolate eggnog bars. They're basically like a lemon bar, the same consistency, but instead of the lemon flavor, it's, dig in. I see you,
my
Cameron.
goodness.
It's eggnog flavor. So we start with a very basic French butter cookie. It's called a sablé. And a sablé is, this is what it looks like. You're going to think, oh, this can't possibly be the dough, but it is. It is simply powdered sugar, flour, a little bit of salt, some cold butter, and in here I've also put a nutmeg. So you wouldn't, with the traditional sablé, you wouldn't put the nutmeg. So it looks like sand, but it's right.
That's
so
crazy.
I know. You take it and you just press it in to
And is the butter in like chunks?
the butter's in
there,
chunks,
kind of? Okay.
and it's cold. You want it cold. And you're going to bake this at 350 for about 30 minutes. And it's going to come out like, you know, like those traditional French butter biscuits. They're so good.
Just put in the powder.
I
That's
love
it.
the crunch.
And you press it in.
Shortbread.
And you press it in just like that. So you know what? I'll just do the whole thing just to save us some time. And you just press.
Wow.
And make sure you line your pan with parchment paper, because later on that's going to be important when we try to pull it out.
This is amazing. I love the consistency.
Isn't that
too.
nice? It's nice and creamy, and it's so
different.
simple to make, you guys. I think people get really intimidated when you hear anything that is not your basic, easy dessert. When you hear someone say sablé, you're, oh, I can't make a sablé.
Yeah, anything in French sounds fancy.
Right, they do it on purpose to intimidate you. All right, so we put this in the oven at 350 for 30 minutes, and then it comes out looking like this. Take a look at this guy. Ta-da!
Yum.
And you could eat it just like that,
And I
because
would.
they're very delicious. And by the way, you don't need to let this cool to add the ingredients, but this will set this aside and let it cool for a few minutes. And over here, I have already mixed together with my handy dandy hand mixer, like I was telling Lance a little bit earlier, egg yolks and sugar, just regular egg yolks and sugar. Then you add in heavy cream. This is where the eggnog comes in.
Okay.
Some heavy cream, you get that mixed together nicely. And you know, the truth is, if you don't want to make the eggnog flavor, you could do any kind of flavor with this same sort of technique.
And to be honest,
thing, you
this
do
almost
pumpkin.
tastes like a creme brulee.
It
It's so
does.
good. It has that richness.
Yes, thank you. Then you add a little more nutmeg.
Deb, I'm going to do it again, and I'm going to ask a question that's probably
Salt.
going to get a little bit of reaction from the counter.
Oh, no.
But can you use like pre-made eggnog to make this, to make it a little bit easier for the flavor?
That's a good one.
Yeah, I mean, sure. You just have to put it in with the eggs and the sugar.
Okay,
That's
good.
it.
I
here's the
expected
thing.
a stronger reaction.
The reason, and put some more nutmeg in it, the reason why I'd be
Okay.
a little careful is because eggnog is already so sweet.
Okay,
that's
all right.
And you have sugar in the eggs, so you,
Yeah.
I mean, are
You
you
got to be careful with it.
I thought you were going to ask if you could add almond milk.
So did
instead.
I.
Like, no.
Yeah, no, I wasn't going on the
And if you
almond.
said almond milk, I would have said no.
No, I apologize to derail you. Continue, please.
Then you put in some rum, a little bit or a lot, depending on who you're making it for. Completely up to you. Now, here's something. This rum is not going to bake off if you put a lot in it, so just be cautious of that. You don't want to give it to the little kids, but you could give it to their teachers for Christmas if you wanted to.
They probably need it.
Exactly. Trust me. 22 3-year-olds and 4-year-olds in the
Seriously.
class, they might need that. So then you pour this in just like this. Again, it looks very soupy, but do not be scared. It's going to come together absolutely fine, the same way that the dough doesn't really look like a dough.
I'm so glad you're saying that, because if I was making this, I'd be texting you the
worried.
whole time.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I definitely screwed it up.
No. Okay, so now we put this back in the oven. You turn your oven down. It was 350 for 30 minutes. Now you turn it to 300 for another 30 minutes. So we put that in, and then you want it to come out of the oven, and you want it to cool. So you put it in your refrigerator, 2 to 3 hours,
Okay.
and here it is.
Wow.
Da-da-da. And it sort of looks like a creme brulee.
Yeah,
It does.
Isn't that
I love it.
beautiful?
So cool.
Now here's where the parchment paper was very important. Make sure it's hanging over before. Ta-da! 'Cause then look, you don't even have to wash the pan.
Amazing.
No, you want to wash your pan. So then we'll go like this, pull that down, And you sprinkle with some caramel sauce.
Yes.
You want to heat up the caramel sauce and just sprinkle it across just like
Real
that.
fonts.
And thank you, I appreciate that, Orly. And you don't have to make your caramel sauce. You can just buy your favorite caramel sauce at the market. There are a lot of things happening over the holidays, and that's the last thing you need to do is be making caramel.
By the way, well done.
Some shaved, thank you. Some shaved white chocolate. We'll make it snow, just like that.
Yeah, I was wondering where the white chocolate was coming into it here.
Then you can cut it on a diagonal just like that and make it really fonts.
Real
Oh, I
fonts.
think it's fantastic.
Deb, it's
Oh,
so good.
You need to have a little taste, though, Dad.
I will.
These are great
Okay,
for
you
a
gotta earn
holiday
it.
Party
Yeah.
because they're not super,
Yummy.
super sweet, but they're so good
Right.
just at the end of the meal.
It's sort of a combination, savory, sweet. in there.
Exactly.
You have to have eggnog during the holidays.
Debbie, this is really, really delicious.
And by the way, a
very
tip-
holiday.
Thank you. A tip to cut, to make them into diagonals. Cut across like that on the diagonal and then cut straight up and down to get this.
Oh, the little
I know that seems simple, but sometimes when you're doing it, like me, I wasn't the greatest in art. Yeah, mine sort of came out as a pentagon a few times, and then I figured it out.
Listen.
There you go.
Thank you, Debbie. Of course, the
Beautiful.
full recipe will be at hallmarkchannel.com.